We're back.
Hello.
I'm gonna
Hello.
go put shit onto fingers. As Queen Bee said, I better be ready to put a ring on it.
That's what?
Queen Bee, Beyonce,
Oh, yeah.
single ladies. Come on, Connor.
I mean, I can take being made fun of for that because like I have no familiarity with any of Beyonce's discography.
Me neither, really. Let's be real here.
I have more. Trying to think of like I probably have more familiarity with Celine Dion's discography than Beyonce.
Dude, Celine Dion fucking slaps.
Nah, I mean, I'm not even really that much that big of a
Louisa
fan,
makes fun
but
of me
like,
for it, but I fucking love like 90s Celine Dion. It's so good.
hmm. Yeah. Apparently, there's this. Are you
What's
familiar
wrong?
with the artist
Let's just get out of here.
uh, musician to be more precise, Ethel Cain?
No.
Well, okay, so that's the stage name.
Okay.
Um, it's like a
She don't look so sure.
wait for the cutscene.
I thought you wanted to get out of here.
I know. It's just. Something doesn't feel right.
You know, it'd be an interesting game to play too.
Come on.
The Fatal Frame games. Oh,
It's gonna be fine.
him showing like reassurance.
Growth. The message is growth.
Maria's character model did look pretty cute right there, admittedly.
I mean, all the animations like look.
Graphically, this game is great. There's some weirdness
Yeah.
with his stubble here and there,
Yeah, and some weird stuff.
but like they honestly
Well,
at the Game Awards, if this game doesn't win best sound design, I will riot. Like this game's sound design is so good.
I'd just be surprised. Oh, that is an interesting one. So let's put a pin in that real quick, and we'll come back to it because I was curious. It'd
Wait,
be
what?
interesting to the Game Awards stuff.
Oh,
This is like the bingo card. When does Min Max come up again?
yeah.
Um,
DLC shouldn't be on there. I love Shadow of the Erdtree. It's a great
I
expansion. It should not be in Game of the Year. It can be in Best RPG. I'll accept that. But
yeah, I can take that. I guess I can't. It really depends on me like what that means because like yeah, it's DLC.
well, no. Not only is it DLC, but it's DLC. You have to have like 60 hours into the main game to like even access.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing that I'm not okay with because it's like I think a lot of DLC. FromSoft is typical with that though, where you have to like go through part of the game and get through like a secret passage to get to the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know like one of the Bloodborne DLCs involves like going to like the second or third boss and then like going behind a chair or some shit.
Hello.
Fun.
It's our boy.
Run!
Jesus. Oh no. Like hospital pits.
Hospital pits.
There! An elevator! Come on, hurry!
This isn't gonna end well for me. So he witnessed sexy version of his wife die. Right
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
face. when he's finally decided to show growth as a character. Oh my God, Connor! It's like when you're going through therapy and then there's a setback, you just relapse.
Well,
Or when you're going
yeah.
through like AA and you relapse.
Well, yeah, that's
Metaphor.
why I mentioned that. I'm pretty sure I don't know when it is born out, but no. So, Ethel Cain is a like a pop singer, but like a lot of her stuff is influenced by like Gregorian chants and like Southern
Hell
Gothic
yeah.
themes.
You had me at
Um,
Gregorian chants.
So, and it was I'm mentioning this partly 'cause, first off, interesting album. I started listening to some of this stuff last night, but
Ooh.
there's this like controversy right now. But like part of why I like looked into it further and started listening to music is like I saw because Ethel Cain is a stage name, or Ethel Cain, stage name, and people have like an intense parasocial relationship with this person online. Honestly, like that's very normal. Like unfortunately very normal, but she's a trans woman whose name is Hayden Silas Anhedonia, but that's all chosen name. And I was like, no shot, because I didn't realize she was trans actually. And I was like, there's no shot that your name is Anhedonia. No one has that surname. You know what Anhedonia means?
I do not.
Here, I'll read the definition because I won't be able to define it properly without finding a definition. Are you waiting for me? Sorry.
Yeah.
The inability or reduced ability to feel pleasure.
And okay, yeah. Yeah. Huh.
But
There you go.
anyway, go and read this, and I'll continue because
The potential for this illness exists in all people, and under the right circumstances, any man or woman would be driven, like him, to the other side. The other side perhaps may not be the best way to phrase it. After all, there is no wall between here and there. It lies on the borders where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. Some say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher or even a psychiatrist, unlike the director. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true that to us, his imaginings are nothing but the inventions of a busy mind, but to him, there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy there. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality?
good question.
Okay.
Real Foucault shit there.
This fucking kid. Maria died for you.
Effectively, yeah.
Okay. Let me go in that. What's in here? Okay, this is blocked off too. Okay. Man, I was hoping like the security room would have given me like a better gun.
So
Because I feel
anyway,
like it's time.
apparently there's this like quote unquote controversy, because I hate even thinking of it as a controversy because it's like so tame, where Ethel Cain put out a bunch of music. Like the first major album that came out a few years back has a lot of themes of like, you know, religious trauma. I think there's even like cannibalism discussed in there, like a lot of other like really like Southern Gothic type stuff that you get in there. And then I guess like one of the tracks is the name of a movie from the early aughts. It was like not a snuff film, but like there's a track called August Underground and like songs about cannibalism and stuff. And August Underground is like a movie from the early 20th century, which was like not snuff, but like, or 21st century, sorry, not snuff, but like barely not. It's just like a very violent movie about a serial killer. But there's this like controversy now, supposedly, where like her new album coming out in January is called Perverts, and people are like, I can't say that.
Okay.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Okay, people.
Have we just like have we looped back to Puritanism? Is that what's happened here in our society?
Yes. Or we like to think
Just
we
like-
have.
I mean, there's just like a stunning level of like just pearl clutching Puritanism, even in the younger generations right now. Sometimes, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing?
They're tired of living in the debauchery, Connor. I'm just like, let people
anyway.
live how they want to live, man.
Well, I'm like less concerned about like that dynamic of it, but more like this like weird like you can't use the word, you can't say the word pervert or whatever. Like now a certain amount of that like language policing comes because of the way that like platforms are managed and stuff like that. Like even if they don't outright censor it, certain phrases can make it harder for certain videos to get traction almost by default.
There you
Why did it just get so
are. Intense.
yeah, the music just went, it just like had that soaring musical number.
That soaring note, yeah.
Why does this city just have like random sections blocked off like this? Was it supposed to be?
Oh.
That's nonsense.
Well, I knew something was going to be behind here. I just didn't think it was going to be immediately on my left.
But yeah, Game Awards.
What's our hot takes, Connor? I see.
Well, it was one of those things that I this is something that because they
Can you
were
actually engage with me. Come on.
they were discussing how like I guess in that instance they try to make it so like something like 10% of the votes are from like the fan level or something like that, but like anyway, point being that there was a discussion about how it's not like it's not a controlled voting environment or like the academy or anything like that. So
No, yeah.
you wind up with a situation where like I wonder how the nomination
Did you
process
see that
goes.
shit?
No, was it one of the leg people?
It was the leg ladies that just very upsettingly just ran across. So one's there, one's still crouching. There's one still right there.
Jesus.
Right, though, these musical crescendos are kind of like uncalled for.
It makes you like think something really intense is happening and it's not. It's like when Skyrim just has fight music but there's nothing there, or when we're playing Minecraft and there's just suddenly intense organ music. I'm just like, what is happening? This is Minecraft. I am making a farm and occasionally fighting pillagers and other things. This does not need.
Otherwise, kindly fuck off with your organ music.
Just don't. You don't need intense organ music here. I basically think though that like, and this is something that a lot of people would probably wind up disagreeing with, but I don't really care. I do think that there probably ought to be some sort of game award show that is much more like the Academy, where like
Which I do think is it GDC. There is one where it's like more industry based.
Yeah, because I think that's like the take that I agreed with on that segment on MinMax is like with the Academy you generally have people who like are knowledgeable doing the nominations for like sound design, animated feature, shit like that.
Okay, where is the fucker? Where? Oh my god, this is the worst.
It's more annoying in here because there's not a great way to deal with them.
And he
But it
doesn't
reminds me
like
of those.
auto lock on them either. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
It reminds me though of
City.
God of War.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly Ragnarok I remember from, but I think there was a little bit of this in the first one too. The little tiny enemies that would like
Yeah.
swarm,
Mm-hmm.
and I found that like that was the main reason I used the Chaos Blades because they
Yeah,
just
They just
pissed
have
me
to-
off. They're
Laura, stop! It's dangerous.
Now we're gonna actually save her in Maria's honor. King James. Let's do a big kill. I see you. And again, I shouldn't complain about this because this is not the focus of the game, but they should be taking hits done.
I mean that, yeah, that could have been done because of the. This is like basically a full redesign, so
Yeah.
but
Swear to God, this child better be important.
that
Some
was
capacity.
definitely something that wasn't done in previous. Oh, is that a save point?
No, that's just
No,
a
that's
car
a fucking
headlight.
car taillights.
Tail light, rather.
Taillight, yeah.
Is there anything in there for me? Okay.
I was curious because like, I didn't
Let's
think they'd do
scope out.
save
I
point like
have
how they open like this, but
1, 2, 3. Okay. 1. Oh, missed. Excuse me.
yeah, that's annoying. That part is especially annoying. Like that, maybe it's not the focus of the game, but like if you're gonna have a shotgun, it should have actual knockback.
Yep. One more that I can take. Oh, that's one of those guys. Okay.
So dark.
Cool. Alright, let's see what's in here. Lady.
You see, that's how it's supposed to work.
Maybe the fuck. The distance for the knockback is pretty picky. That's my guess.
That could be it.
I swear if a leg lady pops out. See what I say, Connor?
Okay.
I hear you. I don't see you. There you are.
They don't seem to take as many hits, but they have
No,
that
they're,
effect.
yeah. Silent Hill school bus. There's no district. It's just the bus.
Yep.
I can never remember when she's gonna do that 3-hit combo.
Like what the Q actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right now they're being pretty generous with the ammo. This game is so dark. Like, I don't know how it is on your end, but this game is dark.
Oh, it's dark. It's very dark. Like, I would... Honestly, the darkness would probably be a reason for me to put the game down. I would probably struggle to complete a game that felt like this. Or I would fuss with the brightness settings so it didn't feel as dark. Like, I've done that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with it. I had games where it's like they weren't even meant to be like scary games, but they would have dark sections that were like basically impossible to see if you had it set to the brightness settings they suggested at the beginning of the game, and I'm just like, no.
Okay. We're at a good 117 ammo.
Oh, one such game I think is like Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, like, and some others like that. It's like there were segments that were way too dark, and I was just like,
But
nope.
also, they aren't aesthetically like well done either, because they go for that really washed out aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason there are a ton of mods for Fallout 3 that get rid of the green filter.
Laura, please wait.
So that radio show did mention that it was, I guess it had only been a few years that there was some sort of a plague, so this might be all stuff to try to like
Quarantine the
cordon
city.
off sections of the city.
Yeah.
But I will say though, they mentioned like not a ton of people getting caught in that
Look
incident,
how much
so.
the flashlight doesn't really help.
Yeah. Those 2002 flashlights didn't work very well.
LEDs didn't exist back then. Excuse me?
Yeah.
I mean, it has been a minute since a boss fight, so...
Having you walk slowly down a hallway like this, though, is good for building
I'm
building
walking
tension.
slowly on. I'm walking slowly on purpose.
Well, I know, but like,
Oh, this...
it makes...
Okay, it's a city.
Did I see motion?
Laura?
No. Okay.
I mean, if you did...
Where did she go?
Oh, okay, cool. He who is not bold enough to be stared at from across the abyss is not bold enough to stare into it himself. The truth can only be learned by marching forward. Follow the map. There's a letter and a wrench. What?
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, let's save. And happy December, everyone, by the way, as of the time of this recording.
It is the
Alright.
first.
Mariah Carey will soon invade our lives.
And
Where are you?
I can start playing the Chris Farren Christmas album. But I wish he'd make another one.
We're gonna decorate the tree today too, so that'll be fun. Hello? Oh. Oh, dude, 20 shotgun shells. I'm saving those. Okay, so I can be a little bit more reckless with the handgun ammo because I have so much of it, but
Deluxe-ish? What does deluxe-ish mean? Okay.
aw, you slut. Bastard.
Okay.
How much healing do I have? Because I want to know which one.
I've mentioned him before, but you probably aren't as familiar with the name Chris Farren. He's a punk artist, sort of, but he does his own stuff lately. That's been more like I don't want to say pop punk because that gives you the idea that it sounds like Blink 182, but it's kind of like a mix of pop and punk aesthetically. Anyway,
I like that
he's
qualification.
the one. He's the one. Yeah, because I was like pop punk, but it's
'Cause,
not.
yeah, when you mention
I think
pop
it's
punk, I think of Blink or like My Chemical Romance.
yeah, or like more like newer, like knuckle punk or something.
Yeah.
But which, by the way, I like that album. There's an album by Knuckle Puck, Copacetic. It's pretty good. He's the one who always wanted to write like a score for like a spy movie, but he didn't have like the
Did you tell me this already once before? You may.
Yeah,
have.
I did. And it might have even been on the podcast. But yeah, he's the one who did that. So that's one of his albums is basically a score for a hypothetical spy movie that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Okay. I remember this now. I respect that.
And it's like the opening track is good. Like it would fit at the front of like a James Bond movie or a similar type of film. And the rest of it's very good. It's just very good, like instrumental stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he also, so I found him first from his side projects. So like not side projects exactly, because I think this is actually what he was doing before. So the band. I think it's called Fake. I think Fake Problems was his band. Anyway, that band, that music is much more explicitly punk.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has a project with Jeff
just now?
Rosenstock called Amerigo Vespucci.
Because, of course.
It's not called Amerigo Vespucci. I'm sorry. It's Antarctigo Vespucci. Amerigo Vespucci is the actual person's name.
Like he's the actual homie that circumvented the world. Am I remembering correctly?
Yeah, and he was one of the first people to map, like, the North and Southern, like, North America and South America.
Oh no. And there's a fucking bug somewhere. Oh, what? Did you see her get back up?
Yeah.
And there's a bug somewhere around here. I mean, there might actually be a person too, but
Yeah. But anyway, I went through all that for not much. The first album from Chris Farren that I listened to, because I've basically been following his solo career almost from the beginning, was a Christmas album he put out in like 2010 or something.
uh-huh.
In 2014 actually. But and it's a good album. He's also a good artist. I like his stuff because it's like it aesthetically fits into the like punk mold without feeling like overly dour, because sometimes that stuff can just be like self-reinforcing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Chasm. More chasm. Chasm.
He's actually someone I still would really like to see in concert.
This room is suspicious. Oh. Okay.
You know what we should watch?
Hmm.
We should watch Birdman at some point. Have you seen Birdman?
I've not.
So good.
I know it's well regarded. I just never found an opportunity to watch it. Never came up.
I
for
think
me.
I saw it in theater. I think I saw it in theaters. I'm mentioning this because I was just looking at the concerts nearby,
Mhm.
and there is a showing of the score from Birdman at the Regency Ballroom, I think it said, in January.
Who wrote the score?
Stop asking me, please. Sorry, not you. It was trying to get me to rate bands in town, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to. Actually, it's Crest Theater in Sacramento. It's like Antonio something. Antonio Sanchez.
Okay, I'm not.
He's known for a fair number of scores, but like I don't know if it's like his name is known. Like he's done a lot of scores and stuff,
Right.
but I just don't know if his name is very well known if you're not like following his work, right? It's kind of like the guy from The Last of Us wasn't. He's done work for a long time, but like he only really got
Household
noticed.
name, kind of.
household name recognition because of that score.
Right. Okay. Guess I'm gonna go back to here eventually.
Yeah, and the bit with Birdman is it's shot as if it were one shot.
Hmm. Okay, so we've been here. Neely's Bar. We've been there in the regular world. I see. Okay.
Yeah, it isn't entirely too dark. Now, granted, this is just how it is at night. But I do think that like remembering that like widespread like lighting like electric lighting technology where you could just light up everything so consistently all the time is such a new thing. And
You should have reached James.
it can give some appreciation for like how frightening the dark and like the edge outside of a town or a city would have been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have a sufficiently organized city, it's like, yeah, you could have like lamps and things around to like have some light, but and there probably was some provisioning to do that in some cases, but like you're still gonna have a lot more darkness. That's how it is. Although the one I really like going outside on a full moon with a clear sky,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just like it feels like you're just walking in like a different kind of daylight.
Yeah,
Oh, you're back at the bar.
but Underworld Bar. If you really want to see Mary, you should just die, but you might be heading to a
Different.
different place than
Uh,
Mary, James. Is that like a breathing tube for like a hospital? Is that what the vibe is?
Maybe.
Okay, because she was sick, so that's why I'm thinking.
Uh,
Some like breathing apparatus situation. Okay, let's pick up things. Save. I think that might be a good time to call it. Our dear friend, wife, stand-in Maria is dead, but you see, I don't know what these are. These like little glitch things.
The little like
Static.
VHS static.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unclear what that's supposed to be.
We're gonna save, and we're gonna call it there for today. I mean, I think our goal is we're gonna cut out the other side of this building to go to that Letter Wrench American Cafe situation. All for this little fucking girl that called us fart face. Okay. We will catch you all next time.
Peace.